My best friend took my girl, so I became his stepdad. I was 19 when I discovered that trust is just a pretty word we use until it breaks. The betrayal didn't hit like lightning. It settled like poison, slow and deliberate, turning everything unrecognizable. Alex had been my brother in everything but blood since 5th grade. We shared cigarettes, covered each other's lies, knew each other's passwords. When my dad left, it was Alex who slept on my floor for a week. When his mom died, I wrote the eulogy he couldn't deliver. Then there was Kayla. Beautiful, sharp-tongued Kayla with her constellation of freckles and that laugh that made you feel like you'd won something. We dated for 2 years. I was saving for a ring. We were supposed to be inevitable until I came home early from a work trip. I had flowers. I had takeout from her favorite Thai place. I had my key in the door when I heard it. Alex's voice, intimate, coming from our bedroom. Then Kayla's sigh, the one I thought was only for me. I didn't slam doors. I didn't scream. I set the food down, placed the flowers beside it, and walked out. They never knew I was there. That night, I sat in my car until sunrise. Something crystallized in me during those hours. Not rage, something colder, more patient. 2 weeks later, I ran into Diana at a coffee shop. Alex's divorced mother. Not his birth mom. She died when we were 15. But his stepmom, who'd raised him since he was 10. The woman he refused to visit. The woman who still kept his childhood photos on her mantle. She looked tired, lonely, beautiful in that way that speaks of resilience. 43 and running her own business. Raising Alex's half-sister alone after his dad took off with his secretary. She recognized me, smiled. I sat down, bought her another latte, listened. I started helping her with small things. Fixed her leaking sink, debugged her business website, brought dinner when she was too busy to cook. She kept saying I was too kind, that Alex never called, that the house felt too empty. I nodded, understanding completely. 3 months in, she invited me to her company's holiday party. I wore a suit. When she introduced me to her colleagues, she kept her hand on my arm. That night, walking her to her door, she kissed me, apologized immediately. I told her there was nothing to be sorry for. By summer, I had a key to her house. By fall, I had moved in. Alex was too busy with his new life, with Kayla, to notice his mother's social media updates, the changes in her voice when he rarely called. Then came Thanksgiving. Diana insisted on hosting. Alex agreed to come, probably expecting to find his mother alone, as always. Instead, he found me carving the turkey, wearing his father's old apron. "What the hell is this?" he demanded, Kayla frozen beside him in the doorway. Diana squeezed my hand. "Alex, you remember Ryan? We've been seeing each other for a while now." Seeing each other? His face contorted. "He's my age." "I'm aware of that," Diana said, her voice steady. Alex turned to me, his eyes wild. "You sick bastard. Is this some kind of joke?" I met his gaze calmly. "No joke, Alex. I love your mother." He grabbed Kayla's arm, pulling her toward the door. "We're leaving. This is disgusting." We got married 3 months later. Small ceremony, just close friends. Alex didn't come. Kayla sent a card with no return address. I made sure to frame our wedding photo perfectly. Hung it right above the fireplace. When Alex finally showed up 6 months later, alone, looking thinner, he stopped dead, staring at that photo. "You did this to get back at me," he whispered. "Call me Dad," I replied with a smile. He stormed out, slamming the door. But here's the thing. What started as revenge became real. Diana wasn't just a means to an end. She became my world. She saw me when no one else did. Alex still barely speaks to me. Kayla's long gone. Left him the same way they left me. But every Father's Day, I send Alex a card, signed, "Your stepfather." And every year, I sit on the porch with Diana, watching the sunset, and I smile. Because sometimes, revenge doesn't just burn bridges. Sometimes it builds new ones.